Hello everyone, welcome back to Google Cloud Lab session. In this lab, we will look into the Vertex AI Quick Start. So we are going to click only um, without any delay. Let me start the lab. And in this task, we are only going to complete the task provided below. So at any point in time, you can pause the video and go through the contents and the information. We are not going to discuss anything about theoretical or technical stuff in this discussion. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to only complete the task provided. So click on next. Just doing the setup in advance. So you can go through the overview, pause the video and go through the overview as needed. And these are the objectives. Training the model in local way or hosted in Vertex AI notebook and TensorBoard. Setup, I just completed the setup. So these are all the steps that I follow right now. So these are the steps. Let's navigate to activate the cloud shell. Click on continue. You can see that your cloud platform project is of this session is set to the right project. So you can see the same. It looks good. So optionally, you can authorize the whatever the transaction or whatever the commands you are going to uh, push from the cloud shell. And you can see the student ID is successfully logged in, authorized, I would say. And also the project set. Project is also set. Okay. So let's enable the Google Cloud in the Cloud Shell. Let's copy these whole things and then let enable the required APIs. Pasting and executing. So this will take a couple of seconds to enable the APIs. This is set. Now you can check the progress. This should be good. Now let's navigate to Vertex AI. Enable all recommended APIs. You can see in the notification there are a set of APIs that is getting enabled. And click on Workbench. Click on Instances. That is the default landing page for us. Either you can create a new here for an instance. For the instance name, I'll just say lab workbench central 1 and the zone will be central C. Okay, so rest I will leave it as an default. Click on continue and environment is the same. Click on continue and CPU platform GPU. Click on continue and you can see the balanced persistent disk is going to be 100 GB. And I will leave everything as default, networking as default, IAM and IAM and security is these defaults. As I mentioned earlier, you can pause the video at any point and go through the information available. I have clicked on create. So let's wait for the Open Jupyter Lab to be enabled. This will approximately take 5 to 6 minutes. So you can see the time created is at 2:53 p.m. and let's wait for a few more minutes. Okay, now you can see the Open Jupyter Lab has got created. Let's see some high level information about it. Click on lab workbench. You can see 253 and last modified is around 3 p.m. You can see the logs as well, and also the status as active. You can see some logs has been there, and monitoring health. Everything is in healthy state. Software and security, all the metadata, these are all taken care by the instance creation. So let's go back and select the Open Jupyter Lab. This is going to open in a new tab. Inside the new tab, let's open the terminal. Here you can see terminal. Open the terminal. So terminal is open. So let's check the progress. Looks good. Let's clone the repository. You can see in the left side there will be one training data analyst repository got created, and we'll wait for the rest of the items to get cloned completely. So it will take about less than a minute. Let's wait for that. Okay, done. So let's check the progress. Looks good. And just open the file folder called training dataset. So this also looks good. Now in the open terminal, run the following command. So basically what we are doing is we are going to training self-paced labs, Vertex AI Quick Start. We are installing the requirements, updating or installing the Python 3 or pandas, GraphWiz, open uninstalling open and also installing it again because we need to update the latest one. So let me do that. Click on copied and click on enter. The rest it will be taken care by itself. So if you want to interest and see what is happening, you can go to this folder location, say self lab is the lab. Let me open that as well. And here Vertex AI Quick Start. And if you want to open and see, this is the requirements. This is the packages that is getting installed in the via terminal. So in the requirements, TensorFlow, PyArrow, HTTP lib to groups your status, Google API Python client, Apache Beam, Google Cloud AI platform, TensorBoard, 6, wget, XLRT, Open PyXL pandas. So you can see how everything is taken care by itself. Mm, I will, yes, enter. Looks good. So everything is done. So the task 4 is also completed. Now in here, after we came here, lab exercise. Let me open this lab. Here it's the lab exercise. Okay. Continue the lab notebook. Run each cell by using Shift Enter. Okay, let's do the same thing. I'll just minimize this. Here, at any point in time, you can pause the video. So customer lifetime value and go through the introduction and what is the next steps. So what it does, certain set of information. You can pause the video and go through this information. And from here, we'll start executing. Okay. So we are setting up the path. Path looks good. And the project ID, it is getting the project ID, and this is in the US Central one. This also looks good. And we are creating a bucket by using the project ID and the bucket. Looks good. And here we are creating the bucket inside the region. The region is going to be US Central, and the bucket name is going to be project name hyphen bucket. See, you can see the creating project name hyphen bucket. So this is getting created. And let's see. In this step, we are importing the required libraries. And you can see this kernel is in still busy state. So we'll wait until the kernel is idle. Now kernel is idle. So let's move on. So project ID region and bucket. We are initiating the Python environment. Looks good. Now let's coming back to the data set. Online retail data set. Can click on that and see from where the data set has been captured. In this position, we are downloading this data set. Okay, and also there are some other informations how to predicting a lifetime value. You can go through this URL. Let me save it for myself as well. Online. Now you can see the BigQuery dataset name, BigQuery raw table name, clean table name, BigQuery ML table name. So everything is provided here, and at the end BigQuery URL. So let me enter assigning these values. Note this Python script will take 2 3 minutes to download. Now we are downloading this data set because this data set is having about 22 MB, and we are updating it in the CSS bucket. So let's wait. You can see it's getting downloaded. So as I mentioned, you can see it's downloaded in utils, I guess. You open, yeah, this is where it is getting downloaded. So download is one step. In the meantime, you can go through this data processing methods as needed. And you can identify this kernel is still busy. Now you can see the kernel is idle, so that means your all this files has been updated. Now you can see downloaded and converted, cleaned. You can see the information cleaned initialized dataset. Dataset is created. So raw dataset loaded about 541K rows, and you can see all the information required here. And the other thing is like how it get downloaded, converted, and all everything is provided in the utils. In the utils, data download. This is the code that was executed while downloading. You can see this converting this Excel to CSV. You can see these steps provided and uploading to GCS to BQ. Everything is pre-configured in here. So if you want to go through these details, you can anyway clone this repository, and from there you can, yeah, you can clone this repository and navigate to the required place like this, and then look into it. So coming back to our continuation, um, here in the data processing, you can anyway pause the video, and here we are doing the EDA in BigQuery. So let's describe, and you can see the count for online retail CLV. And with respect to the histogram, this is how the data has been bucketized. When it comes to purchasing frequency, right, and respect to the bills, number of purchases. Anyway, I'm just executing the steps. I'm not getting into the details as I mentioned earlier. You can go through the pause the video and go through and understand what is happening inside. Describe monetary target. Now here establish a simple model performance baseline. The query baseline. Actual versus predicted customer 3-month monetary value. Okay. Now train a transfer locally. So in BigQuery, we are running on online CLV ML. Train test validate has been split. Data set has been taken. Slices, the TensorFlow slices, training the batch size. You can see the dense neuron and dropout, everything is it's already there in the code. This is how the model is plotted. Input layer is normalization, concatenation, dense, dropout, and dense. TensorBoard callback, history. Now we will wait for 10 epochs to get completed. So this is everything is trained in the local environment. That is the whole purpose of this uh, lab. Now you can say the last columns, predicted batch, training results. You can see the train 3M monetary, all the required details. So walk us through the machine learning experimentation workflow using Google Cloud's BigQuery for data storage and analysis, and Vertex AI machine learning services to train and deploy TensorFlow model to predict customer lifetime value, CLV. So let's check the progress. So lab is completed. All looks good. So thank you for joining. Have a great day.